Okay, good afternoon. I'd like to first start by thanking everybody that can make it. Thank you guys for coming out. You guys should have by now the printout of all of the names of the speakers, and I'll just go over what I've given you. The purpose of today's press conference is to update and answer questions regarding the 2017 missing persons investigation involving victims Jonathan Reynoso and Audrey Moran. During the initial investigation, the Riverside County Sheriff's Department worked in partnership with the Indio Police Department. Today, our speakers will be Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco, Riverside County District Attorney Mike Hestron, Indio Police Department Detective Jesse Moran, Riverside Sheriff's Department Central Homicide Unit Captain Herman Lopez, and also Riverside Sheriff's Department Lieutenant of the Central Homicide Unit, Walter Mendez. So for the rules, I'll just ask that you guys, once a question is asked, if you could please let that question be fully answered before you ask another. And also, if you could turn off your cell phone so we have no interruptions so we can make this as efficient as possible. And with that, I'd like to introduce Riverside County Sheriff Chad Bianco.
Hello, everyone. Thank you for coming to the press conference today. As you've already heard, and you all know why we're here, back in 2017, the Indio Police Department and the Riverside County Sheriff's Department began an investigation into missing persons of Audrey Moran and Jonathan Reynoso. The city of Indio took a missing persons report of Audrey, and Palm Desert Sheriff Station took a missing persons report for Jonathan. Several days went by and their vehicle was located in Beaumont, and since then we have been actively searching for both of them to not only find their whereabouts, but if anything happened to them, what happened to them. Over the last 3 years, this has been an unbelievably cooperative relationship, working relationship with Indio Police Department, the Riverside County District Attorney's Office, and the Sheriff's Department, as we followed up on hundreds and hundreds of leads generated from not only inquiries that we were doing, but reports that the press and the media were doing also about the missing couple. Over the last 3 years, the Sheriff's Department has served over 50 search warrants in relation to this missing persons case. Obviously, as time goes by and as information is obtained and learned, this changed from a missing persons case to a homicide investigation. As you are all aware, over the weekend we announced the arrests of 3 individuals for the murder of Jonathan and Audrey. Manuel Rios, 28 of Coachella, Abraham Fregoso, 32 years old of Indio, and Jesus Ruiz, 41 years old. He was arrested in Stockton, but he has lived most of his life and he has ties here to the Coachella Valley and Coachella. There were also, I'll wait for questions for that. As I'm sure you're all aware, based on the questions that have been coming through us via email or text or whatever the case may be, 2 of the individuals have been in custody for several months on unrelated charges, but over the weekend, charges were added to them to include the murders of both of our missing persons. And with that, if there are any questions, actually, before any questions, I would like to turn the mic over to DA Hestron, and he will just update on the status of the charges.
Thank you, Sheriff. My name is Mike Hestron. I'm Riverside County District Attorney. I just want to add to what Sheriff Bianco just informed you. We at the District Attorney's Office, we did file criminal charges. The defendants are, as was mentioned, Abraham Fregoso, 32 years old, Manuel Rios, 28 years old, and Jesus Ruiz, 41 years old. Abraham Fregoso, we charged 1 count of Penal Code 187, which is murder. We also added a special circumstance allegation for the killing of a witness. Against Manuel Rios, we charged 2 counts of first-degree murder and also the special circumstance of killing of a witness. Jesus Rios, we charged 2 counts of PC 32, which is accessory to murder after the fact. So if those are the charges, I'm more than happy to answer any questions about those charges if you have them. Any charges or any questions about The details of the investigation, I'll defer to Sheriff Bianco.
Sheriff, I'm kind of roughly new to the case, but can you explain the charge with killing of a witness? Was one of the victims a witness, or was this an independent?
It was one of the victims.
Who would that be?
We're not going to, as we continue, obviously, since we have made these arrests, we have received more information about both of the killings. This is obviously going to be an ongoing investigation as we identify possible other persons involved or persons with information. So any details of the crime, we unfortunately will not be able to give you that.
Okay, but it's safe to say that one of the victims, obviously, that has been murdered was a witness to the first murder?
Correct.
So Sheriff, I have a question. What was believed to be the motive behind the killings? And if one of them was a witness, does that mean one of them was alive for longer?
Without going into detail, your question appears to be along the right lines of yes, but I won't get into any specifics of it.
Have you found them?
We have found remains. We thought we would be able to get DNA results back before the press conference. We have not done that. So right now we are still waiting on the results of the DNA testing to confirm that it is them. However, the investigation that led us to the remains indicate that we did find them
When you say when and where you found them,
over the last several days.
and about approximately where, like what city or what county or?
I'm just going to say out here in the valley, but I won't get into specifics.
A couple of the houses that were really busy with activity, the Burr House in Indio, 4th Street in Coachella, I know it was a big dig and a lot of pieces of evidence were taken out of that. Were those related to this case?
Yes, both of those locations were related.
Sheriff, can you maybe elaborate a little bit more on the motive? What was the motive for them disappearing or kidnapped, or I don't know how you want to phrase that, but...
At this point, I'm not going to be able to talk about it because of the information we've got in the last couple of days. We're obviously ramping this up again, and I don't want that information out there other than the people that know.
So how long after they went missing do you believe that they died, that they were killed?
Again, I can't get into specifics, but it wasn't long.
Is it safe to say, Sheriff, they were kidnapped?
In the terms of kidnapping, probably not.
Okay. Just so I can get the story right, because, I mean, if they disappeared, they're not going to disappear without, somebody taking them. So I just kind of want to get it straight,
Yeah, if there was a kidnapping involved, we would have charged with that. So technically, there was no, it wasn't like a random kidnapping and then something happened to them in that sense of the word. So it's a technical thing that I won't get into.
Okay, so is it safe to say maybe that they knew each other? I mean, they were all acquainted?
Yes.
And obviously you're privy to a lot more information than we are. If just looking over at what you know, all of the evidence that you've been told by investigators, how brutal is this killing?
Any killing would be brutal. But I guess what I will say is there are people living among us that don't have the same moral values that the rest of us do. This obviously was not any killing is bad, but this was not a particularly easy murder if there is one. This was very bad.
Can you tell us, when the 3 suspects first, fell on your radar regarding this case?
From the beginning, this was a missing persons case. Obviously, we were trying to find anybody that had anything to do with them. So as we progressed through that investigation with search warrants, with interviews, the same names or multiple names keep coming up. And then as you follow up with those and alibis and interviews, the list dwindles down.
Sure. Did any of the suspects you guys have detained at this point have any priors, maybe domestic violence, maybe attempted murder, something like that, that might have led him into this?
No, I don't think there's any crime that can say, oh, they did that crime, so they're going to kill a couple of people. No, there was nothing that led us to that, but they weren't upstanding citizens either.
Okay, so they had some sort of criminal record? Can you elaborate on
Yes.
what they had?
No.
No, okay.
There were a lot of rumors, speculation that came out initially throughout. One common one was that Jonathan was in Brawley before this, and people were wondering whether he actually was. Did you ever confirm if he was actually in Brawley the day of or the day before he died?
That's something I can't comment now. With the information that we have with this investigation going again actively, that's something that I won't comment on.
And how about, another question was, how did the SUV get to I-10 in Beaumont? Can you talk about that?
No.
Well, also a lot of rumors swirled around drugs, money. Are those along the lines of what you're finding?
We found those same allegations in the interviews that we did, in the investigation that we led up to, but we're not. I can't say whether or not that any of that was involved with the murders.
What exactly led to these arrests finally, and what made this case so difficult to finally get an arrest?
This was in the beginning. This is two missing persons cases in two different jurisdictions that with basically nothing to go on. This, for all intents and purposes at the time, was as close as you can get to an unsolvable homicide, as it turns out to be, but when you only have a missing persons case, it makes it even that much more difficult. So the amount of effort, the amount of work that we put into this with the search warrants, with the interviews, hundreds of interviews, like I said, 50 search warrants served, written and served. This is an enormous investigation over that 3-year time. While I have the camera, I want to not only express my unbelievable condolences to the family, but they were with us this entire time. I need to thank them for their patience as they worked with us through this to get to this end.
And about the families, how are they doing?
As you can imagine, I'm sure that it may be good for a family to finally get closure, knowing that it is over. But obviously, it can't be easy losing your child.
And when you said active investigation, do you expect more people to be arrested in this case? Are there still people out there you feel were involved?
There still are people that we need to talk to that may have been involved or may have known after the fact. What I would like to do is encourage anyone with information about these killings to contact us, our Central Homicide Bureau. It would probably be best for everyone if you contacted us and told us your story rather than wait for us to find you.
And this is for...
This will be the last question.
All right, so first off, are they going to be arraigned tomorrow? And two, do they qualify for the death penalty, and do you know if they're going to pursue it?
Yes, they're going to be arraigned tomorrow. They will qualify for the death penalty based on the fact that we filed special circumstances. I don't know if we will seek the death penalty. That's a different sort of inquiry that we have to make, and a longer decision that we have to look at all the evidence and make that decision independently of the filing.
Can you repeat the charges again with the people?
Sure. We filed against Abraham Reynoso. We filed 1 count of first-degree murder and 1 special circumstance for the killing of a witness, in this case, victim Audrey Moran, and 1 count of PC 32 against Abraham Reynoso as well, which is accessory after the fact, accessory to murder after the fact. Manuel Rios, we filed 2 counts of first-degree murder, 1 for each victim, and we filed 1 special circumstance for killing of a witness. Against Jesus Ruiz, we filed 2 counts of accessory after the fact, 1 for each victim.
And what courthouse, and where are they in custody right now?
I'm not going to comment on that, the last question. The courthouse, I'm just not sure because of COVID. It changes day to day, so they will be We think it's going to be in the Larson Justice Center?
I believe the arraignments will be done at Banning video arraignment, but you should contact the
Con-
court PIO to confirm where and when.
Contact the courts, but it's probably going to happen video arraignment in Banning.
And how confident are you about these charges that these are the right suspects?
Very confident.